Oh, yeah, that helps.
Your team sucks. Live, motherfuckers. What's up, y'all? How's everybody doing? We're live. Coming to you from Dallas, Texas, from Georgia's favorite place on the planet, greatest football team in the history of sports, the Dallas Cowboys, right? Gorilla?
It sure ain't the Dolphins, but yeah, I'm sure they're better than the Dolphins.
Slow down. I can't think of another team that's gone undefeated.
All right, hold up now.
1972 before you were born.
Hold up now.
They had 14 fucking games in a season.
We're less than a minute in. We have animosity.
You guys are still living off 14 wins. We're the 14 season wins.
We got Lukachi back in the house. Lukachi was in Africa. He got stuck in the house. What's up? We got my boy, literally my boy, Wes Flatt, college ball player, plays baseball. He's working for me for a couple weeks during his break. He's not happy about it. He just got hosed in fantasy football. You're happy about it, okay? All right, then I don't have to pay you. Then no payment is due.
I haven't got paid the past 2 days.
Slave labor. That's it. We got Jordan in the house. What's up?
What's up, guys?
So I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story. My son Wesley wanted to be on the show, and he plays fantasy football. And by the way, we got 2 Gen Zers, right? They're like brothers. Luke, Wesley, those are my boys. Love them to death. They're Gen Zers, so I'm hoping they could put a damn sentence together. These are, by the way, we're human beings here.
I've seen your Twitter feed, Dad.
You know how to talk to human beings. So
correction, I'm doing a deal.
Correspond with humans.
Much better.
Okay, very good. Wesley is in the fantasy football league, and apparently we got an echo. There it goes. Apparently, in this league, when a team gets a safety, that person gets 6 points for the safety. And Wesley, on the last play of the Browns game, what an epic football game that was. Wesley lost the game, and now he's got to go stand in the middle of the highway, maybe on the side. That would probably be dangerous, in his Speedo. And Luke's going to pick out the Speedo.
That's not true. I'm not doing it. I'm protesting the results of the game.
Okay, Donald Trump.
I'm just saying. So to the fans out there watching, okay? So reasonable scoring, right, would be a touchdown is worth 6 points because it's worth 6 points in the NFL. So 6 points in fantasy football if your player scores a touchdown. If your field goal kicker, if your kicker on your team takes a field goal, it is worth, if it's an extra point, it's worth a point. If it's a field goal, it's worth 3 points. Unless he kicks it longer than 40 yards, then you get a point for each 10 yards after that, which is fair. So tell me why a safety is worth 2 points in the NFL, but 6 points in my fantasy league.
Why are you debating this after the season?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fair. Yeah. That's a fair point, right? No, it was never – the commissioner never offered me the chance or anybody in the league to change the scoring rules.
Did you read the rules?
We were never offered a chance to discuss scoring rules, and that's all I'm saying. I released an official statement to the league yesterday. I can read that out if you guys would like.
No, we're good.
Wow. You want some cheese with that wine? That's what came up on the screen. That's what came up on the screen there. So I don't know what to tell you.
That out. I don't. You're the one that put it there.
It just magically came up. I don't know where that came from at all. So what a freaking epic game it was last night. And so I'm going to pass this around here a little bit. So the Browns are a different team now. There's no doubt about that. They look much better, but I think their defense may have been exposed a little bit. But my question is this: is Baker Mayfield officially off the suck meter? Does he not suck anymore? George, what's up? Does he suck still, or what?
You know me. I was always riding on on Mayfield. I always liked him. You guys were shitting on him. I thought he just needed to find out where he was. And I told you the last couple of weeks, he's starting to come within himself. He's starting to realize who he is, and it showed last week. I know they lost, or last night. I know they lost, but that game cost more gamblers money than any other, safety cost a fantasy guy. This last night we had everybody calling me today, screaming how that was a bullshit safety. We shouldn't have allowed it. Everybody wanted us to pay him. Everybody's been crying about the safety, but hey, that's the way it crumbles there.
I'm not even arguing the safety shouldn't have happened.
But the point, I hear your points with the 6 points, 2 points. I see it, but you did sign up to that. That's where you signed up to play.
That was the rules, Wes. You just didn't watch the damn rules. Just like everybody else who lost money on it, that's the damn rules. You lost. That's how it works. Take the L, move on. It was a great football game.
In your betting, safeties are only worth 2 points.
But everybody knows that going in, just like you should have known going in your damn fantasy football league that a safety is 6 points. Whatever. So I'm going to throw it to Jordan. Jordan, Baker Mayfield off the suck-ass list because I've been very hard on him, and obviously he's turned it around. So what are you thinking?
Look, I've been hard on him as well. I think it's a weird year. I think he finally found his coach. Last year, his coach was handcuffing him, and it was bad. This year, no preseason, new system, and finally, he's starting to hit his stride. So I see bright things for him moving forward. Should be exciting. That was a bad beat at the end of the game, though, for a lot of gamblers, and that's right up there with the player prop where the quarterback takes a knee at the end of the game, and you lose 2 yards and you miss your bet. I mean, that was bad.
I had Cleveland for 2 units. I thought I'm a damn winner, and I got fucking burned there. I'm still crying about that one. I had 2 units on that one.
So maybe what you and Wesley should do is you and Wes should trade bets, and he'll cover your bet, and you got to come here and put on a Speedo and stand on the side of the damn highway, and Wesley will pay your bill. I mean, that could be a fair deal.
You have to find me like a triple extra large Speedo, but yeah, I'm down for it.
I mean, Wes is, Wes is a college athlete. He's in pretty good shape. So
that's not even punishment.
He's gonna get some whistles. There's girls who are pulling over for him.
They want me to hold it.
She'll be getting thrown at me.
Yeah, bro.
That's like going to the pool. Like, I mean,
you wear Speedos to the pool these days. All right. So, Luke, Wes, do you have any take on Baker Mayfield? Then I'm going to give you mine. Do y'all have any take? Y'all don't. I know you're more worried about your fantasy football than anything else.
No, I do. The past few years of Baker Mayfield hasn't looked good. I've been a Baker Mayfield hater, but the past like 3-4 weeks ish, I thought he's looked actually really good. And I guess it's Stefanski. It seems like they're just calling a really good game for him. And the Ravens defense is supposed to be one of the best defenses in the NFL. So if you have to give Baker his props there, even if you're a Baker hater.
Yeah, I'm going to give him his props, and I'm gonna say that the coach has a whole lot to do with it. I'm going to say Stefanski is the real deal. And and I preach about this on this show all the time. The coach is the most important person in the organization these days. You see what he's done with Baker Mayfield. You see what Brian Flores has done down in Miami. Both of those guys are Belichick disciples, and those teams are playing really well. So, Baker, you're officially out of can I say the doghouse? Because that wouldn't make any sense because they're the dog pound. But I think he's out of the doghouse.
In the doghouse.
Yeah, I think
you came around on a loss, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he did, but he played well. That L was not on Baker.
I think he was humbled. He was humbled last year. He was humbled last year badly, and I think he came back and responded well. I think they've been building him up, and he finally realized I'm not the best damn quarterback in the world, and I got to do what I got to do to make the team better.
Humility.
He's got a hell of a running game too, though. I mean, maybe the best running game in all of football. Makes it a little easy.
But let me paint this picture for you, because this is like a Hollywood, script that happened last night. The backup goes in, and everybody's thinking this game's over. The guy blows out his knee, and thinking, "Oh, this game is done." Here comes Jordan's boyfriend out of the tunnel, Lamar Jackson,
probably.
There's his boyfriend running out, and in Jordan's mind, it was in slow motion. Like, here comes
he just put the cape on
in slow-mo running out of the thing. And then the Cleveland Browns promptly left Hollywood Brown wide open for a touchdown on 4th down. Right?
That was a great play out of the punch formation. It was a great play. And Hollywood Brown had dropped 3 balls before that. And Lamar Jackson went back to him when he could have picked up the first just running for it. You know, but he had the faith to go back to his teammate.
Well, that's
throw. It's not an easy throw.
So is Lamar Jackson now going back to the Super Bowl, Jordan? Is he the greatest quarterback in the league again now because of one game?
I didn't say that, but I mean, he was hit hard by COVID. He wasn't like one of these no symptom cases or something like that. And he said it took a lot out of him, and he's just kind of getting back into it. And he looked very good against a defense with a lot of talent on it that can get after the passer as well.
I think I see a different thing completely. He's actually realizing that he's a running quarterback. John is the worst one about it. He says, you can't run because you're going to get hurt. But what got him here was running. What got him here was playing that way. Now he's starting to play that way, and he's going to do better. He might not last, but you can't handcuff the guy. You can't tell him, well, you're going to worry, you can't run because you're going to get hurt. And he needs to play his game, and he's finally starting to play. He's got to run. And he ran, won something last night?
Yeah, so I want to encourage everybody watching to comment, to like, to share, do all that fun stuff. We're talking about Lamar Jackson right now. I still think, listen, he's an incredible athlete, but I just don't think that you can go that far and win a Super Bowl playing like he did last night. At some point, they're going to contain you, and you're going to have to beat them throwing the ball. I mean, and
you can't win a Super Bowl putting up 45 points? Come on.
Do what? Against the Browns. That defense did not play well in the 4th quarter, and they did not contain him at all. I mean, it was terrible, right? I mean, he ran all over. How much of that
was about a very talented defense, and how much of that was about the Ravens enforcing their will, playing very well?
I mean, I think what probably happened was at the beginning of the year, they knew Lamar couldn't get hurt, so they tried to make him throw the ball more. They sucked, and now they're what? They were 7-5 going into last night.
8-5 now.
8-5. They're 8-5 now. They realize they pretty much need to win out if they want to secure a spot in the playoffs, and Lamar Jackson's going to have to run to do that. So,
yeah,
he also lost his best offensive lineman.
Yeah, no, I agree. So let's move on. Let's move on to the NFC East. The NFC East.
Be careful. Be careful. Be careful.
Be careful. I don't need to be
careful. I think the
Cowboys
are still winning it, Dad. I'm pretty sure the Cowboys are still going to win.
that Redskins defense is ferocious.
Luke, he was being sarcastic. Yeah. You can't fist bump on sarcasm.
I'll take it as a compliment.
That Redskins defense is for real. They're really, really putting lights out. That Chase Young is ridiculous. He could be the rookie of the year, Chase Young by himself. So I think right now Washington is the team to beat, and no one's going to want to play him. Nobody wants to play Washington. Right?
I mean, yes, that defense is awesome. The offense really didn't look good. Alex Smith didn't look good at all. Haskins gave him a little bit of a bump. Honestly, I like Jalen Hurts. He looked good. They're going to need a little bit of help there, but yeah, he came out. It was a really tough spot for him. I really didn't have a lot of faith in him, and rushed for over 100 yards. One of the best rookie debuts for a quarterback I've seen.
Yeah, I think it's the Redskins. I think their front seven is legit. They're dangerous, and it'll keep them in every game. And listen, you got Alex Smith over there. You got Ron Rivera. Both of those guys have been through a tremendous amount of adversity in the last couple of years. And I think that the team's going to play hard. I think the Redskins win the division, and honestly, they're the only team in the playoffs that I think anybody would not want to see, just because that front seven could beat you any given day. If they have a good day, they could beat the living crap out of your quarterback, and you're not going to be able to do very much. And if Alex Smith makes a couple throws, you may find yourself at the end of that game with an L. And so, I think they've come around a little bit, but, in my heart, I'd love to see Alex Smith get into the playoffs and actually do something because of what he went through Ron Rivera as well. Wes, who's going to win the NFC least?
Definitely the Redskins. Alex Smith is one of the most probably underrated quarterbacks ever. If you look at his career, the teams that he starts for are almost playoff teams every single year. The Chiefs, 49ers, they would make the playoffs just about every single year, and he wouldn't play amazing, but he
ultimate game
man. Always end up in the playoffs every single year.
I just didn't think he was going to survive. Like he was on his deathbed last year. He was like literally almost dying, and he came back this year, and he's starting for the Washington Redskins. That's impressive enough.
If you see the pictures of his leg, it was mangled and just disgusting. I mean, it's amazing what he's done. And, he is a great quarterback if you have a great defense. And he's the guy that's going to manage the game. He's not going to lose the game for you. He's not the modern quarterback like the Mahomes that is just going to light it up. But he's the kind of quarterback that's not going to lose the game for you. And if that defense can win it for you, you may have a problem. So the Redskins, I think, are going to win that division. Okay, next question. Luke, this is for you. You ready?
Of course.
All right, so who's going to win the NFC? Who's going to be the top seed in the NFC?
That's a good question. I'd probably give that to the Seahawks, honestly.
Really?
I think, I'd give it to the Seahawks, just the way they've played. And
all right, Wes, who's going to win?
Just playing a little better.
I'd probably give it to the Packers.
Yeah,
Packers. Aaron Rodgers, that's my favorite player ever. He's the GOAT. What else was I gonna say? Oh, the Saints. The Saints just lost to the Eagles. They're a little more human than everyone thinks, I think.
So, Wesley, you and George have something in common. You're both Tom Brady absolute haters.
I'm not a Tom Brady hater.
Oh my God! What do you mean?
He gets way too much respect. I don't disagree that he's a good quarterback and a good game manager, but he's not Aaron Rodgers.
6 rings. 6 rings.
He's not even Drew Brees.
All the fans out there should go look up the 2016 divisional round between the Cowboys and the Packers and look on the last drive and look at the throw that Aaron Rodgers made. The throw that Aaron Rodgers made. Tom Brady's not doing that in his dreams on steroids.
He's not because he can't do it because his hands are too heavy with all those rings on him, so he couldn't make that throw.
Okay, so Dad,
it's hard for him to do that.
If I'm the third string left tackle on a team that wins the Super Bowl 6 times, am I the greatest left tackle of all time?
You say you don't hate Tom Brady.
Am I the greatest left tackle of all time?
A third string left.
Am I the greatest left tackle of all time?
Your hatred for him runs deep, my friend. It's very, very deep.
It's not hatred. It's a mix of respect for Aaron Rodgers and respect for Bill Belichick.
Okay, Jordan, who wins the NFC?
Well, you segued really nicely into it. You asked who's going to get the top seed. That's probably going to be the Saints' top seed into the playoffs. Who wins and represents the NFC in the Super Bowl? I think the Bucs find a way to finally beat the Saints in the playoffs and go all the way. I think after the bye week, they're showing a little bit more of what Tom Brady can do. They finally got some time to practice, and they're putting it together. He's got motion going on, play action, throwing more of the short stuff, way too much.
Aaron Rodgers this year.
George, it's going to be Tampa versus Baltimore. Like it that one.
I've been telling you guys for a month, Green Bay's coming out of the NFC. For a month, I've been telling you guys.
Going all the way.
What's that, Luke?
I said I don't think the Ravens are going all the way if you're referring to the Super Bowl.
No, I was being sarcastic because Jordan probably thinks it's going to be the Ravens versus Tampa.
The Ravens.
No, it'll be Mahomes against Brady.
Yeah. Okay. So
see, I don't think so. I think
I'm gonna agree with Wes. I think that the Green Bay Packers are going to be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl. I think they will probably get the number 1 seed as well too. I think the Saints were exposed a little bit. I mean, Taysom Hill is not the kind of guy that you can get into a shootout with like Breeze. And if you get a quarterback that's hot, the Saints can be beaten with Taysom Hill. And
the Saints were looking ahead this game last week too. They were looking ahead to Kansas City this week. It was a bad spot for them. I mean, they came out flat in the first half. They looked all right in the second half. I mean, they came out in the first half, were down 17-0, and still almost won the game. So they were definitely looking ahead to this next week's game, which is going to decide a lot of things.
Well, that shows you what kind of leadership they have there with Sean Payton. Because Bill Belichick, it doesn't matter if they're playing the Jets next week. And that's why they've won so many Super Bowls, because every single week is the Super Bowl for them.
Okay, let's talk about – no. Well, let's talk about – this is a rhetorical question. Who's going to win the AFC and go into the AFC? It's the Kansas City Chiefs. I think it's easy to say.
I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong.
Well, tell me why I'm wrong then. You go first.
Well, because, one, the Chiefs look human, okay?
They do.
Human. Two, the Steelers are good. The Bills are good. The Dolphins are good.
The Steelers are good recently.
The Colts are good. The Raiders are good. The Raiders already beat the Chiefs.
They almost lost to the Jets, and they got hammered.
Raiders are going to the playoffs. It's falling apart.
Okay,
it's unraveling.
The Ravens are good. One of those teams will be able to get the Chiefs, I think.
Nah.
The Chiefs
I tell you it's the same thing as last year. The Chiefs aren't going to run the table like they did last year. Coming back from every game they were down, they're going to come back and win. They haven't looked great all year. They're getting it done, but they haven't looked great. Did they look great last week?
Game.
No. Did they look great? The guy threw 3 fucking interceptions last week. They didn't look great.
But they have is scrappy. How
many games have they won by more than a touchdown?
I don't know if that matters.
4.
I mean, they won.
4. It does matter. It does matter. Well,
You're just
this isn't college.
If it matters, what team in the AFC has blown people out that's going to beat the Chiefs in the AFC?
I think the AFC is going to beat each other up. They're just going to beat each other up through the playoffs.
I have no idea.
Going to have an easier road.
No idea. The AFC's coming out of the AFC. It could be.
I'll tell you, the Bills look like they could. Not the Steelers. The Steelers are the most penalized team, and there's no running game. Number 1 most penalized team in the league. The Bills took it to the Steelers this week. That was a good game as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm seeing more and more out of the Bills, and I think the Bills can make a deep playoff run. I think we could have Bills Chiefs in the AFC Championship, and I think the Chiefs find a way.
Ben Roethlisberger, by the way, it looks like he was walking around in quicksand in that game. He looked old. He looked slow. He looked tired. He couldn't hit his targets. You're right.
He always looks like that, though. He always looks that way.
The Steelers are notorious for playing down to competition. They do it every year.
This year.
Listen, in my opinion, there's one team that could beat the Chiefs, and that's the Buffalo Bills. They look great. Josh Allen is balling.
The Raiders already beat them. The Chargers are fucking away from beat them. Raiders beat them. The Chargers fucking overbeat them.
Wait. The Raiders
the Chargers going to beat them.
And then the Chiefs beat the Raiders. And then, the Raiders were a miracle, terrible defensive play away from losing to the Jets. And then the week before that, they had got hammered and blown out. They're incredibly inconsistent. So, the Raiders
barely beat Jacksonville. Every week it's a different story. It's okay. A win's a win.
So you're telling if a team as inconsistent as the Raiders can beat the Chiefs, why can't the Dolphins, the Bills, the Raiders, the Ravens?
It's Wes. It's just like old saying. On any given Sunday, any one of these teams could beat any team. And if you just sit there and say the Chiefs is ignorant. It's just bottom line ignorant.
So what you're saying is you're taking the field.
Is to pick a team.
Oh, yeah.
The question is who's going to win from the thing. That's the question. So you can't say, I don't know.
But my argument is not the Chiefs, and you keep telling me why the Chiefs.
Well,
you can't hear anything else.
You absolutely had to pick
who's it going to be?
The Chiefs.
Who is it? Well, that's you have to absolutely pick the damn team.
I'm gonna give it to the team. On my end, I'm gonna give it to the Bills.
Hey, watch this. I'm gonna answer my own question. So who is gonna win the AFC. Who's going to win and represent the Super Bowl? Well, it could be the Dolphins. It could be the Bills. It could be well, no shit, it could be. I get that. Who's going to win?
Almost went the entire discussion without John bringing up the Dolphins. I was hoping we would, but
Should we look at the playoffs from last year? Because if we look at the playoffs from last year, I guarantee you we can find at least 3 or 4 teams that we knew were not winning the Super Bowl.
Well, okay, so then Wesley,
we can do that this year too.
Who is your prediction?
I'm saying out of the AFC, you can't.
Wesley, who do you pick to represent the AFC? Who do you pick to represent the AFC? Who's going to win it?
Choose the Dolphins. How about that?
Oh, good God. Okay, next, Jordan, who is going to win the AFC?
It's the Chiefs.
Okay. George, who's going to win the AFC?
That should be even money between Chiefs and the field right now.
Right now, I like the Bills. The Bills are playing the best football.
Okay.
They're actually playing the absolutely best football. I take the Bills.
Luke, who's going to win the AFC?
Bills.
Oh, he always steals your picks, George.
I said Bills like 10 times while y'all were arguing.
Okay, my bad. All right, let's see. All right, so now, Jordan, if you looked at your itinerary, now we're going to talk about the Dolphins.
Okay. No, we were discussing the playoff picture. I figured you would just use that as a great game. Talk about the Dolphins all the time.
Nobody ever wants to talk about the fact that literally the Dolphins had 7 starters out of that game and hung with the Chiefs. Chiefs just had too much for them, but the Dolphins were game, and the Chiefs were just too much. But I think it's indicative. Dolphins have a very bright future, but they're going to have to win the next 2 out of 3. If they have any chance of playing the Chiefs again and winning the AFC. So I question, will the Dolphins make the playoffs, George?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Jordan?
I think they do. They have the toughest schedule, though. They've got 3 really hard ones coming up here. The Ravens have 3 fairly easy ones. But as a Dolphins fan, you're halfway through a rebuild, and with 3 games left, your fate is in your own hands. That's all you can ask for.
Wes?
Couldn't answer the question, though. Didn't answer the question.
I don't
Started
know.
with yes.
He said yes.
The writing on the wall a little bit that the Ravens are going to take the Dolphins' spot. I'm a little nervous about it. I think it could very easily happen.
Yeah, it could. Luke, Dolphins make the playoffs or no?
I don't even know, honestly. I'll just say yes.
I know you don't know. None of us know any of this shit. I'm asking you to make a prediction.
Yeah, I'll give it to them. They have a good team.
I'll say they make it too.
So if it ends right now, they're in. But unfortunately, I'm not sure they're going to make it. And I'll tell you why. Is they got the Patriots next, then they get the Raiders in Vegas, and then they have the Bills in Buffalo. Now, if the Browns win last night, I think they have a really good shot. But they're going to have to win 2 of the next 3 to get in, and it may be all 3. And here's the thing: is there is a scenario that's very interesting. If Buffalo clinches and Buffalo it wins the division, which they would if Dolphins probably lose a game, Bills win more, right? That Buffalo may not play their starters in that last game of the season.
Chance that they let their division rival walk into the playoffs by benching their starters on the last game. It's just not going to happen. I don't care if they've already clinched. It doesn't happen. Look at Miami fighting with nothing to fight for at the end of last year against the Patriots because it's a division rival. If it was anybody else, maybe.
The Dolphins weren't in the playoffs yet.
There you go. That's the key.
Yeah,
that's the key.
It's different. Look at the Ravens schedule. Ravens have Jaguars, Bengals, and Giants. They win out easy.
No, they do, and so that's what I'm saying. The Dolphins are going to have to probably win out to get in, right?
They have to win out. If the Dolphins drop one of them, the Ravens win.
Right.
They have the tiebreaker.
There is no, I think the Dolphins have the tiebreaker. That's why they're still in the same spot, but they have the same record right now. So if the Ravens would be 11-5 if they went out.
I thought Miami was up 1.
6.
I think Miami's up 1.
Yeah, Miami's up 1.
Yeah,
which is why they're in. And so if the Dolphins lose 1 and the Ravens win out, the Ravens have the tiebreaker.
I thought. Oh, okay. All right. Well, then they got to win out, or the Ravens have to lose a ball game, which they're probably not going to. Yeah. So
the Giants game will be a Super Bowl for the Giants. The Giants game at the end of the year is going to be a tough one for them because the Giants are going to be playing for nothing.
True.
Yeah, Giants are good too.
Yeah. So essentially, and this is going to be no cakewalk. Dolphins going into New England this week. I mean, that's going to be a hard game, right? I mean, keep in mind. Remember, the Buffalo Bills squeaked by the New England Patriots. These division games are always going to be hard. And they're always going to be close. I do think I like the Dolphins against the Raiders. I think they match up pretty well against them. But that last game against the Bills, if the Bills decide to show up and play, that might be a problem. So we'll see. Because the Bills look really good.
Belichick is 20-5 against rookie quarterbacks lifetime, and he normally destroys them. Like I said, he was going to do that to Herbert. None of y'all believed me the other 2 weeks ago. Well, he's going to do it to Tua as well.
You said none of you believed you. I believed you. I didn't argue that.
All right. George said I was crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, the Herbert kid is really good. Is Pittsburgh in trouble? Is the Pittsburgh Steelers in trouble? Wesley, are the Pittsburgh Steelers in deep, deep trouble?
No, like I said earlier, they're notorious for playing down to competition. I don't think they make the same mistake in the playoffs as they did whenever they lost to the Jaguars a few years ago. Because that should have been a game they won. Because that was when they still had Le'Veon Bell
but when you say they played down to they played to the level of their competition, they didn't do that against the Bills. They got their asses handed to them against the Bills. So they look like
it's one game. I mean,
that's 2 losses in a row. They lost 2 in a row. They lost to Washington, right, and then they lost to the freaking Bills.
I mean, maybe if you were talking about some 3rd or 4th year coach, but it's Mike Tomlin. He's one.
Tomlin can't throw the ball. I see something different about Ben, and I know he's always been slow, George, but he looked extremely slow. He looked like he could barely move in the pocket, and he's always been really good about subtle movements in the pocket. But I don't know. Ben didn't look right to me at all, and they just looked really bad. The defense is excellent, but the offense, dropping balls, they can't run. Bill, he's throwing interceptions. I mean, it was really bad. So George,
they get Connor back this week. They get Connor back this week. That'll help them out a lot. They're missing him in the backfield a bunch. But you got to. Roethlisberger is one of those guys that he'll look horrible and he'll come back and look amazing. So you can definitely not count out the Steelers with that coach and that defense. The Steelers are always live.
Right. Are they done, Jordan?
I don't know about done. They're definitely going to the playoffs, and after that, anything can happen. They're not going to a Super Bowl. They're not very disciplined. They have no running game. I don't think Connor is the person who fixes that. I don't think Connor is that good. He's not Le'Veon Bell when he was playing there, and they're the number 1 most penalized team in the league, so they play sloppy.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think they're not going anywhere either. They do not. They just have no firepower in offense right now, and that could change, I suppose. But what I saw in those last 2 games did not look good at all. All right, my humble apologies to Baker Mayfield. What you get is what you see now. You have a great coach. You're officially off our suck list. Congratulations to Baker Mayfield. We'll see if the Browns can make a run. They're an interesting team. If they can shore up their defense a little bit, they could actually go deep. George, final thoughts. What's up?
I think there's a lot of crazy shit that's going to happen these last 3 weeks. Teams are going to move around. I think Green Bay's the team to beat right now. I know you guys keep thinking Kansas City. They have a tougher road. I like Green Bay to win it all.
Wes, what's up? Final words.
State Farm Super Bowl to be hype between Rodgers and Mahomes. They're the 2 ones on the State Farm commercials all the time.
There you go.
Probably get a pretty funny State Farm commercial out of it, so I'm for it.
Well, that would be funny. Luke? Preach, Luke. Give us some words of wisdom, Luke, as we depart from this show. What's up?
Some words of wisdom. They're not really wise, but it's kind of hope. I'd hope that the Cowboys could get a few more wins. You know, give my spirits a little help. I haven't been able to talk shit all year.
It's still possible for them to win the Super Bowl by some.
Yeah, it is actually.
Well, Zeke said, "Don't count us out. We're still in it this week after that win."
Yeah, they're still in it.
That's what he said.
I was driving over here, listening to the radio. I could have sworn the Cowboys were going to win the Super Bowl listening to the radio.
That's Dallas. Welcome to Dallas. Yeah,
Zeke should be the last guy talking. He's not coming to the games anymore.
It was so nice when we went to Miami that one year, Dad, and we went to a restaurant, and the waiter asked us about the Dolphins instead of the Cowboys. It was the most refreshing thing ever.
Well, it doesn't happen often. Jordan, get us out of here.
Like, share, comment, all that. Show brought to you by UWager. Your team sucks.
Your team sucks. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks for tuning in. See ya. Peace.